This week, today's homeowner is on the road in Stafford, Virginia. We're dropping in on the winner of Marilat's Dream Kitchen Contest just in time to see her dream come true.
Wow. Goodbye.
This house in Stafford, Virginia belongs to a very lucky homeowner. Linda Parity won the Dream Kitchen Sweepstakes. It was sponsored by Marilat Cabinets. Now, Linda's been in this house for 10 years and has been putting up with this very dysfunctional kitchen. That is about to change. Linda cleared all of her stuff out of the kitchen. And the evening before work started, we talked about what she had done to the kitchen over the years and what she hoped to accomplish.
As you can see, I painted them. They used to be just a wood finish, but
I can see a little bit of the brown right there.
yeah, that's how it was. It was dark, and I thought, okay, let's paint it, try to make it, brighter in here. But the kitchen's so small, it helped a little, but it still needs a lot of work. So.
Well, what are some of the things that you would like to see achieved through this renovation?
The main thing I would like to see is better use for my cabinets. The way that these were made, there's a lot of blind corners in there that you can't get into the back in the back.
Yeah.
So I store things, but it's stuff I don't normally use.
Right. Kind of have, I guess, same thing kind of down here, don't you?
This is the worst part because
I have a lot of space back in there.
Yes, and you notice the small door.
Right.
You have to be a contortionist to get in there and try to get things out of it. But
sure.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful. And then this side, it has a blind corner, but when they created the cabinet, it's actually open back here, so things fall through.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So.
Now, what about reutilizing the space a little differently in any way? Did you have any ideas on as far as maybe trying to make it a little larger?
I would like to make it larger. I have a pantry over here that we put in after we moved, and it actually enclosed the space more. I want to take this wall out, but I don't know if it's a load-bearing wall, so I have to wait to find out to see.
Yeah, hopefully it won't. Of course, you can remove almost any wall in the house. Some are a little harder than others.
Right.
What do you use this room here for?
That's my dining room.
Okay.
Actually, right now, it has the table, and we just kind of dump things on there right now because we all stay in the kitchen.
And like you said before, if you have the same footprint of a kitchen as you have now, but they're able to utilize every square inch of it, you'll end up feeling like you got a heck of a better kitchen already.
Absolutely, absolutely.
To get that design started, Linda made a visit to the local Marilat cabinet dealer, Ryco Kitchen and Bath. Ryco designer Jen Schatzer spent some time with Linda showing her the options available and helping her create a plan for a larger, more functional kitchen.
It's definitely the heart of her home. Her family spends a lot of time in there. It's a very tight space right now, so we're going to make it more open space. And then also just organizing. A lot of functional tools inside of her cabinetry, things like this, so she can put her wastebasket away. Something like this, where she can organize these large drawers. That way everything's
always great,
yeah, everything's not floating around in there.
That works pretty good for a junk drawer too, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yep.
Now, as far as some of the overall design when you're working with someone, particularly in the case of Linda, do you go with rough drawings and try to put a preliminary drawing together to see if you're going in the right direction and then kind of fine tune it, or how does that part of it work?
Usually my initial meeting, we don't talk design at all. I just ask questions, lots of questions about how they shop, how they cook, what they use their space for. I get to know that customer, and then I'll go back and put an initial design together. And when we meet again, I can step through why I did what I did, and then we can get a little bit more detail.
Okay. And what about the look of her kitchen? That's where a lot of people get hung up on just how is it going to look. How did you end up with the finish, painted or stained, or how are you going to end up with that?
Well, she has a collection of pottery that she wants to display. Also, she uses it every day, so it had to be kind of multi-purpose. We wanted to have some display area, and it had to coordinate with the wood tone of the cabinetry. She likes wood tone as opposed to paint. She had painted before. So we came up with kind of a neutral middle ground.
There you go. Yeah.
Not too dark, not too light. It's got a little bit of an accent color in it.
That's perfect. Now, what about countertop? I know that when people get to, the decisions, so many decisions in a kitchen, but then when you get to countertops, there's so many to choose from.
Yes, the De Nova line offers granite, quartz and solid surface, which is typical what you see out there.
Right.
We went actually with a quartz product, which is a maintenance-free product.
Oh boy.
It's cold like stone, it's heavy like stone, so it's great for baking, keeps consistent temperature, but it's maintenance-free.
Oh,
It's a great product.
That's going to look good up against this as well.
Look great together.
While Jen shows me some more options for Linda's kitchen, Joe has a simple solution that might be just right for yours.
Here's a simple solution that home cooks are going to love. It's making a recipe card holder out of a clothespin. Start with a wooden clothespin, the spring type, and then get a pair of snips and cut off about a 1/2 inch of the leg. You could also use a hacksaw or a wood saw, but this works just as well. And then a drill with a 3/16 inch bit, drill a hole through the long leg. What we're going to do is use that hole, put a screw through, and we're going to attach it to the underside of a cabinet. This is where the cabinet face frame hangs down from the upper cabinet. Now we're going to run a screw in there. You make it nice and tight so that the clothespin will stay up hidden behind. Then whenever you need it, you swing it down, you can clip your recipe right to it. So that keeps the recipe right in front of you so you can see it, but off the counter so it doesn't get dirty. And it's also great for leaving messages for the family.
Virginia homeowner Linda Parity is about to have her kitchen completely renovated thanks to the Marilat Dream Kitchen Contest. The goal for kitchen designer Jen Schatzer is to create a larger, more functional space for this single mom to work in. The existing kitchen is a very tight U-shaped design with very little usable counter space. But by removing the pantry and the dining room wall, Jen's new design will open up the room considerably. The primary workspace will be a more functional L shape. Opposite it will be another L that will act as a bar area between the cooking and dining areas. The new design also offers much more storage with the additional cabinets, and there's also much more counter space. Ideas have been floating around, decisions have been made, plans have been drawn, and it's time to get this kitchen renovation started. Now, it's very early in the morning right now, but by the end of the day, all of these cabinets will be gone and this entire wall. The guy charged with making all that happen is contractor Greg Perez. He and his crew began by removing the old wall cabinets, some of which
They're nailed together.
while some are held in with screws. Now they're all a little flimsy, so Linda isn't sad at all to see them go.
I'm glad it's coming out. I'm like, yay, goodbye.
When the base cabinets start coming out, they discover that she also had some unwanted house guests that she's also glad to get rid of.
So a lot of, mice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The upside of having a small kitchen is that it can be taken apart very fast. When Greg gets to that brick backsplash Linda dislikes so much, he decides to let her have a turn at getting rid of it.
Okay, you can take the rest, because it'll take me forever and I can't see.
The makeshift pantry is next to go, so the guys can tackle the partition wall behind it. Now, Greg determined that this wall between the kitchen and dining room wasn't load-bearing, so they could tear into it as well. They do, however, have to use a lot of caution in dealing with all the electrical wires that run through it.
Guess we could have left that wire there for Danny to cut through it, right?
When the wires are safely out of the way, Greg lets Linda in on the fun part of the job by taking out the wall.
Wow. Goodbye.
Taking out this wall really opens up Linda's kitchen, and when the studs are all removed, the guys can start unifying the space by peeling back the old floor. Well, Greg, I'll tell you, I've remodeled a lot of kitchens and everything. There's just something fun about tearing all the cabinets out, isn't it?
It goes quick. It goes very quick. The cabinets gave us a little bit of struggles, but they were nailed up, screwed up, and with the guys, they tore it out pretty fast. It doesn't take long. Linda helped us.
Great start on this project. Now, you got a lot of preparation to do before the cabinets come in, of course, like any renovation. That's where it slows down a little bit,
Right.
but what's your plan here on the floor? I see Tim and Kent's gotten a good start on subflooring here.
So as you can see, we have a few layers of vinyl taking up the sub. Yep, well, we already started by rejacking the foundation up. We had a small settlement. Jacked that up this morning. We're going to make sure we don't have any water damage on the original floor.
Oh, that's great.
And then if we do, we'll replace any plywood that we need to.
Well, you can always tell the different, I guess, elevation or evolution of a kitchen when you see the different floors like that.
Yeah.
All the different ones. So.
There's 3 layers on here.
Well, I tell you, removing this wall, I'm never that lucky to remove a wall that's not load bearing. We always
Right.
have to come in and put all kinds of beams and that kind of thing. I know you check carefully before you remove the wall, but
Right.
that's great that you don't have to do any beam work.
This wall was added by a homeowner before Linda, so it wasn't that hard to take out. A few screws and the wall came out.
Well, look, I hate to just hang around not do anything. There's plenty around here to do. What can I help you with?
We still need to remove this wall if you want to help us with that.
That'll work. It doesn't seem like much, but removing this small section of wall and the fur down in the hallway also opens up the kitchen to the rest of the house. On the back wall, Linda's getting a brand new kitchen door because the old one was a major source of frustration. With a new footprint of the room established, Jen and Greg can start working on the layout for all the new cabinets that will be arriving soon. The electrician can also make a few changes to improve the lighting in the larger space and ensure that there are plenty of outlets above all the new countertops that will be installed. While these guys finish getting this place ready for those new cabinets, let's check in with Jody for this week's Best New Product segment.
Have you ever walked into someone's home and seen a beautiful faux finish on the walls and thought to yourself, gosh, I wish I could do that? Well, your friend may be a perfect artist, or they may just have the time needed and the necessary tools to create that. And I'm going to show you, you can do it too, with just getting this kit right here. Now, this is the Martha Stewart Living Series, and in this box, she has just about every faux finishing tool necessary to create all types of different finishes. Now, this little book in here shows all the different patterns that you can create. It's very simple, and it gives you a step-by-step instruction on how to create these. You know, she's got a whole line of paints and tints and everything that you need to create this look. Another thing I like about it too is, look, you can pick up these small little bottles. These are just tester bottles so that you can practice at home on, say, like a scrap piece of drywood or a poster board, so that you can perfect your technique before transferring it to the larger canvas, which is your wall. It's very easy to do and very affordable too.
Linda Parity's old dysfunctional kitchen has been completely dismantled to make way for the new dream kitchen she won in a contest from Renovation Cabinets. Designer Jen Schatzer has put together a great new plan, and contractor Greg Perez is making it happen. Now that the drywall is up and finished, Greg starts the cabinet installation with a corner unit that anchors the L-shaped design. This way, he can build from it in either direction, ensuring that the rest of the cabinets are level and in line with the corner. The base cabinets are raised 3/4 of an inch to accommodate the cement backerboard and tile that'll go down soon. The sink base cabinet is a new design that we previewed at last year's International Builder Show called Core Guard. The polymer sides and bottom are impervious to the moisture that's inevitable beneath the sink. This specialized clamp holds the cabinets together and the face is flush while Greg secures them with long screws. The opposing L section is anchored by a Lazy Susan cabinet in the corner. Besides a plate rack and more storage, this wall also gets a cabinet for the refrigerator and a broom closet cabinet. Over in the dining area, there's a window seat and lots of display cabinets. Linda makes it home from work just as Greg is winding up his day, and her reaction makes the whole day's effort worthwhile.
This makes my day.
With cabinets in place, the electrician returns to trim out the fixtures. It's also time to create the template for Linda's new countertops. Often countertop fabricators will do this with strips of wood and hot glue, but these guys are using a much more high-tech approach. This articulating arm maps out a series of points that define the edges of the cabinets and where they meet the walls. Then, the computer can connect the dots to create a perfect representation of the exact size and shape for the counter material. That was a couple weeks ago, and since then, the countertops have been installed, the new tile floor has been laid, and Linda has moved in to her new kitchen. Let's see how she likes it.
You will be so surprised. I love this. Before, this was just an open space where I had my pots and pans at, and now I have a beautiful cabinet door. Close it, I can hide my stuff. People don't come in and see my pans.
I know you had a real problem in your original kitchen. You had like this dead space back there that you could never get to.
Exactly. I had a blind space, blind corner, and now I have I guess you'd call it a half lazy Susan.
Oh, yeah.
That you can, it twirls up, brings me everything that's in the back forward,
Oh, that's cool.
and actually the bottom one turns, but it also comes
Oh,
out.
no, I don't know if I've ever seen
So
that.
I literally get everything in the back.
Wow.
So
Pretty
isn't that sweet?
Yeah, that's great.
I
the
love
sink,
it.
you still have your sink positioned in front of the window, which is a kind of a traditional thing. I love all the selection of your sink and faucet and everything.
Yes.
It really goes together real well.
It's beautiful. As a matter of fact, the nice feature of this is when they put the cabinetry in, it has core guard, and it protects the cabinets from any leakage. If I have drain leakage or whatever, it catches that water and won't destroy my cabinets.
You know, so many times when I've remodeled kitchens, you know, that's where you find all the damage.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people having too much water on their countertop and a little bit of water dripping or a slow leak that they don't realize it, and then it just, not only does it deteriorate the bottom of that cabinet, it ends up looking so dirty.
Terrible, terrible.
Well, probably the most dramatic thing is you have so much space here now because, you know, when we first came here, I remember there was that wall somewhere right in here, I
Yep,
guess.
right about here where the transition is on the floor.
Yeah.
You can see it went all the way across, and the door was right here. So
Boy, opening that up and then being able to have so much more countertop space, so much more cabinetries. I'll bet a lot of things happen around this little area.
everything happens around us.
Well, I'll tell you, everything turned out great, and I hope you're really happy with it.
I'm ecstatic, more than ecstatic. Words can't even describe how I feel about this. So I'm truly blessed, really.
While Linda continues showing me around, why don't you check out this Thinking Green tip? We've talked a lot about ways to make your home more green, but the same color scheme can also extend into your office. A few simple things can make a big difference, like making sure your computers have energy-saving settings programmed in. You can also plug everything into a power strip with an on-off switch to make shutting down as simple as a flip of the switch. Also, make sure you purchase recycled paper. Hey, better yet, go paperless whenever you can. Keep all files, letters, or memos on the computer instead of in file cabinets. Now, speaking of memos and letters, send emails whenever you can, and when you receive an email, be sure to read and review it on the screen instead of printing it out. Now, one other suggestion, make sure your office has recycling bins and encourage everyone to jump on the green bandwagon. After all, whether you're at home or at work, it's always a good time to be thinking green. Before she won the Marilat Dream Kitchen Contest, Linda Parity's kitchen was not only unattractive, it was tiny and just wasn't functional at all. The new space is much larger because the dining room wall is gone and the fridge has been moved away from the stove. Now Linda has lots of places to display her pottery collection, and the old pantry has been replaced by 2 new pantry cabinets which provide storage and make the space much more attractive. The new tile floor in the kitchen blends beautifully with the laminate floors in the dining and entry areas, and the quartz Denova tops add a touch of elegance to the warm, homey feel of the new cabinetry. Just as promised, it really is a dream kitchen. Well, Linda, you know, people tell me all the time when they remodel parts of their house, particularly their kitchen, that they can't really remember what the old kitchen looks like. So we wanted to make sure that you remembered what your kitchen looked like. So we got you a little bit of the,
You all saved the brick!
we got you some of the old backsplash that you love so much, and a little picture of the old kitchen there.
Oh, that
So,
is too precious. Oh my goodness.
hey, thanks for allowing us to be a part of this and
Oh,
everything with
thank you so much. I'm blessed.